Good evening, and welcome to Red's Classic Theater. We're hanging with a cruising crowd this week as Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver gets ready to celebrate its 40th anniversary. Hi, everybody, I'm Red Robinson. Next Saturday, Wally celebrates 40 years of serving up burgers and shakes to the hot rod crowd. Now, they're going to have a classic car show and a food bank benefit. That's next Saturday. We'll have more about this in our next segment. Our movie this week is also loaded with cruising cars. Burt Reynolds heads an all-star cast in the 1984 action comedy Cannonball Run 2. The film is filled with cameo appearances by a veritable who's who of Hollywood. And it was easier than you might think to get at least one of them to appear in the film. More on that later, and more movie background notes. But now, buckle up your seatbelt and get ready for Cannonball Run 2. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we're up to our fenders in nostalgia at Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver. Wally's has long been a Vancouver landmark with the cruising crowd, and next Saturday, Wally celebrates his 40th anniversary with a classic car show. Among them will be this 1954 Ford sedan that owner Ray Miles has been bringing to Wally's for over 30 years. Or how about this 1969 Dodge Dart? With 340 cubes under the hood and a 4-speed tranny, it really moves. And it's been Ron Brookshaw's baby since it was brand new. And here's a rare car for you, a 1956 Plymouth convertible. It'll be among the 150 cars expected to be on display here next Saturday. And we'll have more from Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver when Red's Classic Theater returns in a moment. At most classic car shows, owners are required to pay a registration fee. That's to display their vehicles. At Wally's, the only fee is a non-perishable item for the Vancouver Food Bank. And Wally's invites you to match their donation by bringing along your own non-perishable item. And of course, cash donations are welcome too. If you'd like more information on the 40th anniversary celebration at Wally's Drive-In, call us tomorrow at TV 12 for a phone number. Now back to Cannonball Run 2. We're featuring Cannonball Run 2 this week on Red's Classic Theater. Tonight's movie was the sixth to team Burt Reynolds with director Hal Needham. As a former stuntman, Needham has shown a flair for orchestrating action sequences, a talent that became apparent to moviegoers in his first film, Smokey and the Bandit. Cannonball Run 2 was filmed in and around Tucson, Arizona. One of the film's primary locations was Old Tucson, a tourist attraction first built in 1939 for the western Arizona. Since then, over 100 movies and countless TV shows have been filmed there. And with his supporting role in tonight's movie, character actor Jack Elam claimed the record for appearing in the most movies shot in Old Tucson. 22 films in all. Now back to Jack Elam in Cannonball Run 2. Hope you're enjoying Cannonball Run 2 this week on Red's Classic Theater. Tonight's movie marked the first time Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. had appeared in the same film since making Ocean's 11 back in 1960. And if you're wondering how the producers enticed Sinatra to be in the film, all they had to do was ask. Sinatra wanted to be in the film. He thought it would be a way to get his old Rat Pack together and rekindle their friendships. But there was someone else who wanted to be in the movie but couldn't even buy her way in. That someone was Lonnie Anderson, Reynolds' girlfriend at the time. With her WKRP series over, Lonnie wanted to make the move to films. But the role she wanted in Cannonball Run 2 had already been cast. So Burt Reynolds did the next best thing. He cast her in his next movie, Stroker Ace. Now let's return to Cannonball Run 2. We're presenting Cannonball Run 2 this week on Red's Classic Theater. Referring to a career full of mistakes, Burt Reynolds is quoted as saying, "Young actors ask me where the landmines are, knowing full well that I've stepped on most of them." As for his biggest bomb away from the screen, that was his marriage to Lonnie Anderson. During their 5 years together, their lives became a rich source of material for the tabloids, each going so far as to accuse the other of marital infidelity. At about the same time, Reynolds was also struggling to keep his Florida dinner theater afloat. Eventually, he was forced to declare bankruptcy, owing some $10 million. Since his divorce, Reynolds has slowly rebuilt his career. And with his Oscar-nominated performance in Boogie Nights, better scripts have been coming his way. As for Lonnie Anderson, TV 12 viewers can look forward to seeing her in Pamela Anderson's series VIP this fall. Now let's return to Cannonball Run 2. From Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver, time for our weekly trivia quiz. For two of the actors in tonight's movie, Cannonball Run 2 marked their last appearance on the big screen. Can you name those two actors? We'll be back with the answer in just a moment. Here's the answer to this week's movie trivia quiz. Cannonball Run 2 has the distinction of being the final big screen appearance by two Hollywood legends, Dean Martin and old Blue Eyes himself, Frank Sinatra. Now let's return to Cannonball Run 2. Next Sunday night on Red's Classic Theater, Charles Laughton will be here with bells on when he stars with a very young Maureen O'Hara in the 1939 version of Victor Hugo's classic, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. That's our movie next week on Red's Classic Theater. And that's all for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed Cannonball Run 2, starring Burt Reynolds. And our thanks to Wally's Drive-In for hosting our show this week. Don't forget Wally's 40th anniversary celebration. That's next Saturday. Now come on out and have a look at all the classic cars. And of course, bring along a non-perishable food item for the Vancouver Food Bank. I'll see you tomorrow morning on 650 CR with the Wake Up Club. And next week here on Red's Classic Theater. From Wally's Drive-In on Kingsway in Vancouver, thanks for being with us and good night, everybody. Cannonball Run 2 on Red's Classic Theater will continue. Red's Classic Theater from Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver will continue. Red's Classic Theater from Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver will continue. We've got hot cars and hot food this week on Red's Classic Theater. We'll stop at Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver as they prepare to celebrate 40 years of catering to the cruising crowd with a classic car show. Our movie this week is Cannonball Run 2, starring Burt Reynolds. We'll tell you about the historic location where part of the movie was filmed and detail some of Reynolds' off-screen escapades. I'm Red Robinson. Join me, won't you?
Sunday night at 10 on TV 12.
We've got hot cars and hot food this week on Red's Classic Theater. We'll stop at Wally's Drive-In in Vancouver as they prepare to celebrate 40 years of catering to the cruising crowd with a classic car show. Our movie this week is Cannonball Run 2, starring Burt Reynolds. We'll tell you about the historic location where part of the movie was filmed and detail some of Reynolds' off-screen escapades. I'm Red Robinson. Join me, won't you?
Tonight at 10 on TV 12.
This week on Red's Classic Theater, a million laughs in $1 million cross-country car race. Cannonball Run 2, Sunday night at 10 here on TV 12. Tonight on Red's Classic Theater, a million laughs in $1 million cross-country car race. Cannonball Run 2, tonight at 10 here on TV 12. Cannonball Run 2 on Red's Classic Theater, tonight at 10. An Enemy of the People on Red's Classic Theater tonight at 10.